All right, let's build something. Welcome to this fine June 14th, 2024 edition of You Can't Do That on Salesforce. Here we are. Now with a 100% shinier logo in the bottom right corner. I'm Tom. We're building Speerdecks. Pick up where we left off last week. Pick up where we left off last Friday night. I got itchy. I wanted to keep working, so I did a little bit more. Our last episode left me scratching my head to figure out how to make uploads work for community users, because I forgot that you can't do that in an LWR site, because you need an Aura component, but the Aura component isn't happy about being an LWR site, so I said to heck with it. I'm going to figure out how to just do an upload natively in a browser, see how that goes. It's not all working yet, but it is doing a few things. Actually, I think it is working pretty well. Yeah, we're uploading files. So, yeah, that's happening. So I want to show that off, and then we'll keep rolling with the build of the app, Speerdecks. I don't know where we'll end up today. Got 2 hours, slightly abbreviated edition of today's show because it was field day for my younger son, and we played Calvin ball, kickball slash wiffle ball slash dodgeball slash gator ball. Is that the one where you hit the bat? You used the bat with the kickball? I forget. Anyway, we had fun. Kids were not familiar with the concept of Calvin ball, and if you aren't either, I highly recommend you check it out, because it's a game with the only rules of the game is you make up new rules as you go. A metaphor for life, am I right? Yeah. Let's get going. Enough philosophy from me. So, hello Alden. I don't know who you are. Upload. We have it. It is a LWC. It is generally working. There's a little bit of sauce that I want to add to this, but we got button upload, we got drag and drop, very ugly big red square, as we'll see in a minute. I know it's working internally in the org. We're going to find out today if it's working on the community. So we'll do that imminently here. These are the parameters that you can pass into it. And I think I'm doing a switch over from record ID to record SFID, because it's not actually, vice versa. We're going to use a few different fields, because it was just getting lost in the sauce. So let's see what we got going on here. Royalty-free music brought to you by YouTube today. So we might get some commercials along with our background sounds. Not sponsored. All right, let's open up a new incognito window also. Log into our community, who I know we have a login, but I forget what it is. Here we go, SD1. And I think it uses my super secret password. Oh, it would help if we had the site, wouldn't it? Still got generic, but simple login. I think we'll end up doing a little bit of work in the CSS, the head CSS today, to make this all look nice. Make it look nice together. Super secret password, go. Okay, we got our session. Let's look at our session detail. We got our session detail. Here's where the upload is, but I don't think this is the upload that we're looking for. So let's go back to our site. See what I got in there. Oh, I meant to do I want to do a clip about the many flavors of repeating in a not even the many flavors of repeating. There are many flavors of merged text in a Experience Cloud, because you got your text box, you got your rich text, you got your HTML. They all work, and as we saw last week, we got them all working. They're what are rendering this here, but they all look a little different. They all behave a little different, and there's pluses and minuses to each, which is good and bad. Because it's good because there's flexibility. It's bad because there's no one size fits all, especially around the styling. So maybe we can circle back to that before the end of the show. Talk about the differences. In the meantime, let's go take a look at our session detail. So standard component here for the record detail. Haven't done anything to it. Applied some styles globally to the theme. They're being adopted. We'll monkey about with that at some point. We'll monkey about with the template layout. Yeah, whatever it's called. And we'll here's the uploader. Is it all the same? Yeah. So I was doing a couple things. First I got a drop zone, so you can drag and drop a file there. I've got an upload button that you can go and click, and is that the top one or the bottom one? I forget which one that is. We'll see what that does. What I wanted to do was have it is this one. So I wanted the button to behave like the drop zone. I don't want to have this upload files here. I'd prefer not to. Just because it's a little, I got the extra shmoo on it. I'd love to just have the button. I'd love to have the button like in the middle of the drop zone for fun, I guess. But I don't know. Let's see how this works. What do we have here? We have the, let's update this. So it's going to take in the record ID. Yo, drop stuff. I don't know if that's actually wired up right now. Oh, yep, there you go. All right, let's publish this. See what happens. Now, my community user is the owner of the record that I'm going to put this on, and the rules of creating the content document should oblige that. I never like to write code if I can help it on the show. It's not true. I don't like to write code immediately on the show, but in this case, I had to wire this up to a controller. So I made an upload controller class here. It created a custom object to input the parameters. That includes the name of the file, the file type, the record ID is the record that it should be related to once it's uploaded, and the encoded body, because the HTML page will send that through the upload APIs or file APIs, whatever they call them in internet land. So yeah, let's publish and see what... Did I do that already? I probably did that already. Okay. I did do that already. And make sure we have latest and greatest. There it is. Let's drag and drop something. I think I got today's episode's logo. I think, what are we accepting? We're accepting pings and PDFs right now. Let's get today's logo. All right, big money, no whammies. What do we got here? What it also doesn't do is give a whole lot of like feedback to the user that something's happening. So I think it's just going to be kind of unicorns and pixie dust here. Let's go to this record in our org while we're at it. Make sure we get what we expect back. Or that it gets uploaded, I should say. So I've been doing this internally. I have a page, Speerdecks testing, that I'm using just to test with, because having to refresh or publish the site over and over and over and over again is not my definition of good time. So we can just work here, and when we feel like it's good, we'll go test in the Experience Cloud site. So I feel like I'm just stalling, waiting for the inevitable for this to work. So I'm going to drag this here. I'm going to drop it there. Did I? I don't know if I did. Or did I just break it? Let's test it internally. I think I broke it, probably. Or I just uploaded it twice. It uploaded one of them. It uploaded the user flavor. Let's see, are we getting any errors here? We are. We got one. This is from the community. Like I said, no feedback at all. We should probably have it tell us something when success or failure. So let's see here. We got this ready. All right, let's upload. I wanted to do it. Apex Web Runtime bad request. That's interesting. Oh, I bet you a shiny nickel that this upload controller is not granted access to the to that user. Haha, I'm a genius. Let's do that. We have a group, I think, for all of our Speerdecks speakers, yeah. This is probably a pretty common function, so I might just make a new group called Speerdecks user that we can kind of do inheritance from, and we'll need to make sure that this is assigned to all users. And then we want to make a set for our class. And let's put that one in the group. And then let's go find our SD1 user. Oops. There we go. Should have access now. Okay. Take two. Response is null. Is that a good thing? Maybe. Let's go look at our record and see what's attached to it. There we go. Cool. Neato Rooney. All right, that works. That's groovy. Now we can, what I just did there. What I wanted to do was have the button, just going to hear handle click, which is trying to simulate a click on the the actual button that we can use, but it didn't seem to like that. So it's basically calling handle, not handle file upload. I wish we could just do that. Could we do that? Yeah, I don't think so. I wanted to just target it, and I found this, this element in the this is the one element for the selector here. I was hoping I could just click it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. It is, which one? This guy? Maybe. SLDS file selector input, which is, yeah, that's what I was trying to click on this and simulate this, right? Not simulate, but initialize this as if you were clicking the other button, and I was just going to hide that, but it doesn't seem to like that. Not read properties of null. Yeah. Sad. That's okay. Not going to dwell on that too much here. What we should do is show the files that are attached to this record. And that was, I think that was a question that was coming up. Yeah. Because I don't think we can, I can bring a list in here. And I can get the files, but it doesn't have any context to the record that we're looking at. So I think we need to choose our own adventure here. Yeah, 'cause I don't think there's another way to get that. And can we repeat over anything else? And I can't pass a parameter into a list view. This would, this would probably be a good case for the flow that we were building previously. That was the sessions related list might be coming back because we need to we need to render not this, not gets, not sessions per se, but we do need to render, which I guess then again begs the question: should I bother with the flow? Should I just create kind of a generic related list component, related record list? I think that might be the way to go. Because the other downside is I can't dynamically reference data types in the flow. I can do that in LWC, which is nice. You know, that is probably another distinguishing feature. If flows could support dynamic S objects, that would be pretty sweet. I mean, like, be able to, you know, query dynamically objects and stuff like that, but they can't. So that's okay. Let's build our own. I was going down the path of building my own here. I think we can make this even more generic. Pass in a bunch of parameters. Let's call this related records. I'm going to pull a lot of stuff from here, though. Here? Yeah. And also for my upload, let me grab all the contexts that I want to use this in. The sad thing is I'm going to have to remove that upload, take those deprecated parameters off, and then put it back. A little annoying. Okay, let's go here. Put all that in. I'm going to use it for testing, so we'll put it here as well. What are we going to pass this thing? Can we do dynamic LWC components now? I haven't played with this yet. I want to try it. Because then I can tell it what to render, right? That's kind of what I want to do. Have to step through this a little bit. To instantiate a dynamic component, a component's configuration. Avoid loading large modules that you don't always need. You can instantiate a component instance when the underlying component constructor isn't known until runtime. Convenient solution to make component more customizable. It isn't always the best solution because the performance overhead it introduces, so don't overuse it. We're going to overuse it. Totally. All right, configure the dynamic component. That's going to be... In my case, I'm just collecting records, and then I want to tell it how to render them, and I'm going to use the dynamic component to do that, I think. That'll give me a little more control over the CSS and how I want to display it. And component constructor. So is there an example? Because I'm trying to, let's see. The LWC component managed element with the LWC is directive. So this is going to be in my container. This is going to be in related records. And then import. I don't know why they're importing concrete component, right? This is what's rendered after. I see. So this is, I feel like I can pass this, right? This is my dynamic sauce, I hope. Alternatively, use async await. Custom element must be attached to the DOM before you can select it. So we can pass it parameters, right? Pass in the text value. So with a generic, it will just pass through. Okay. LWC spread also enables elements to accept an object that's bound as properties at runtime. Spread. Where's that? Pass record ID. Use the static import. Okay, well, so we can have a generic related records, and then we could pass it the component that we want to use to render the results with. Let's try it. Let's see what we can do here. And then I'm just going to make a make file card. What's the difference between a card and a tile? Is there such a thing? Card is just the container, the tile is the actual data. Okay. Well, let's start there. File card, sure. Okay. This is going to be one of my dynamic component options. So if I go back over here, step through this, my dynamic component needs to, where are you? Needs to be configured to support it. So we got to put this on the metadata. I didn't say anything about it being exposed. So let's not. Make sure this saves. Okay. Once we do that, the syntax to instantiate component dynamically is okay. I think that then we're kind of in easy mode, right? We're just looking for one of these cards, and this is probably a good argument for like some inheritance too, right? Because we could just make a card component and then just inherit from it. But for now, we'll keep it literal. We're going to need API. And we're going to want record. Fields. Labels. Okay. Pass it all in. Why not? And then out here, if we have records, then we'll do stuff with those records. Actually, we will want to do that. We just want this to be the record. Yeah, we just want this to be the record, not the records. So only do this if we have a record, because we're going to pass that in through the record list. We'll just send them in. Maybe the record list can be responsible for how to format the output. And then from here, we're just I'm just gonna use the library for cards and stuff. Oops, what a tile. Well, let's put a tile in the card. I can do the avatar for right now. I imagine we can put an icon in there. Maybe we can just render our file. So we got the title label, and it's going to link to something. This will be record.name. And maybe some other stuff. We're going to want to make some kind of data structure between these, so we know we need something to loop over to render the fields that we want to display. Yeah, we have to crack it out of the record that comes in so that we can loop over something. Because we probably want it to look like... Can we do anything different with GraphQL to get that back? With more detail? I don't know. No, that's just the display value. I don't think we can get the title back. See what this example looks like. No. We can use that to get the data. Ah, shoot. I don't think we can write these dynamically yet, right? No, we can't. Drat. Nope, can't do that. Not yet. Because I think this has to be a literal. It'd be cool if we could just write. You have to set this, set all the nodes. I don't think you can do it dynamically. Query multiple objects dynamically. Maybe you can. Let's see. Not quite dynamically. Because I need this to be dynamic. This example. Dynamic construction at runtime. Let's see. Well, okay, hold on. Attaching confidential data to the window is not recommended. I think that's okay. We're just asking for fields here. It doesn't mean the data that's returned is gonna... This is interesting, but it also looks pretty thick. I don't know if I want to go down this rabbit hole today. Interesting, but not right now. Yeah. I'm going to drop this in the related records. Someday, maybe. I still need to pass in the parameters regardless. So for this object, we're going to need, oops, we're going to need the S object type of the related records, right? We're going to pass in the API, the record ID. It's really the parent. Parent. I feel like I've built this 1,000 times. Now I'm doing it in LWC. The parent record ID. I guess we just call that record ID to keep it consistent. And then we need the name of the parent field. So in our case, it's going to be we're gonna search for we're gonna look for content versions, and this is going to be the session ID, and the parent lookup field on content version is going to be, actually no, we're going to look up content document link. So even more fun. But I think content document link, does that have the latest stuff? I think we can pass the relationships in too. The lookup field is going to be, what is that? Linked entity ID. Definitely not starting with a simple one here. And then we're going to want the fields that we want to return, whatever those are. And then I'm going to even pass in the labels that we want to show for each of them. This must match index of fields. Cool, cool. I don't know what we're going to pass that in as, an array, maybe our own JSON, we'll see. What else? That's good for now. Yeah, it's just going to be related records. I don't want to get, we could get carried away with filters and stuff like that. I think this is going to be enough work. It's going to need its own controller. Also, we need to expose these to the to the community. So I'm going to steal this. Oh, I did that already. Let's not pass in a label yet. The API name. Let's turn on word wrap. This is the this is the parent record. This is going to be the API name. Okay, on the related records, and then we'll pass the fields and the labels. Okay. And then I think we're going to want the dynamic component name, right? Render with? Render with or render as? Render as, sure. This is the this is probably begging for a dynamic, for a configuration editor. Oops. Apparent lookup field, sorry. Maybe we call this parent record ID. Okay. There's some stuff, and we'll deal with this. Call this data. That makes sense as an array, right? Yeah, say yes. Okay, let's see. So we got that. We are working over here on related records. Eventually we'll get to the render as. Let's get us some records back, which is really a, this is a query controller to make it a little more generic. Again, written this one a lot. that's okay. Let's write another one. Creative exercise. We're going to do that with sharing. Definitely want to respect the sharing. We want an aura enabled. We're going to make an object for the parameters. To make all these, I did the same thing on the upload. To make these all Aura enabled as well. So let's see. This object type. The fields. I feel like we can do easy mode right now with just the parent record ID. The labels, I'm not going to return those until we get back to the related records with this stuff. Is that everything right now I think that we care about? Select fields from object where, I guess the question is, do we just want to pass the where clause in? I want to make sure that my SOQL is secure. So we definitely want to make it with security enforced, right? Or we could strip inaccessible. I don't want to check. So I guess the question is, do we want to, maybe we just want to fail if let's call this query request. That didn't work at all. If they are what? Okay. Let's also return an object for the response. Basically the data, the saver or the query result. Yeah, from I don't know if I'm going to run into a collision here with that. I think we have an object, standard object for that in the Salesforce, but we'll go with it. Boolean. And then I forget the list. Is that a list of strings for the errors? So I'm going to return all that. And then I think as long as we do, I want to tack with security enforced onto this. Should yell at me. Yeah, oops, I'm gonna return that. We can do multiple. Let's not get carried away here. We don't really even need the order by yet. We'll do that in the future. Right. Okay, we'll put the where clause in there and all this stuff with security enforced. Right. I don't think we're hitting any of the limitations. I hope it can work with dynamic SQL. Actually, we don't need a list of these. We just need one query response. We'll put this on the outside. Let's see, database dot database.query. Can we get that to return? So we'll run this in user mode. But I think we're just going to get the S objects back, and then we'll have to do our own. Yeah, so let's say. Oops. Pass that back. We're not gonna throw that. We're just gonna gobble it up. Hey, IKEA boy. How's it going? I'm gonna default. Can I default? I don't know if I can default a property. I can default a property in a or enabled. Let's find out. Can I do anything in the get set of those? Not what I want. We're just going to test them up here, right? If query, basically what I want to say is if query result dot xware equals null, then I want to try to default these down here, but I'm not going to worry about limit right now either. It is blank, right? Wait, string dot blank? Hold on. Yeah. Just working. Work is good. Work is good. Okay, and then we take the template and put in the, let's see. How's this break down? We've got the fields. We've got the object. We've got the, and that's a silverware. And the access level, we want to be user mode. Okay, this up a little bit. Put these up top. Custom templates. And we'll initialize those. Create our response. Oops. Let's return. All right. So that should get us a way to query from our related records component. Steal the syntax for upload because I can never remember this. And we will need to grant access to that. And then in our upload, that's going to be in connected callback, right? And parameters we need to pass in here are these. QWare is the work we need to do. Give ourselves a template for that. JavaScript string template? Can't remember. Sorry, template literal. Okay, so we can put these in there. So we'll just do this. We don't really need a template. Is it a dollar sign? Outside. Outside dollar. And that is record ID. Okay. I could probably just throw this in there, couldn't I? Nah. So decisive. Let's just keep it clean. We'll put it in its own. There's a query. This is query request. Okay. Test this out. If query response dot success is true, okay, return those records. Not return those records, set those records. Console.log. There we go. Okay, not much to that. So that's exposed now, so we can let's put that out on. Oh, we need to grant access to the. We need a query controller. Still doing my granular permission set experiment. All Speakerdeck users will need access to this. Okay. So now all of our users have access to these two queries, and let's go back to our builder. Get rid of this. We're going to kind of simulate the repeater with what we're cooking up here. Related records component. Row. Record ID is not defined. That's weird. Oh, did we? Nope, he's right there. Record ID is not defined. Does it not like it because I'm passing it and it is like a reserved word? Because we definitely have it in our... We have it here. And then we have it here. I'm going to try something. If it doesn't like this, then we know something else is up. Oh, wait, it's right here. Yeah, this is the problem. Pretty sure. I wish this, whenever you refreshed it, would just take you back to the page that you were on. That would be handy. We should give these nicer names. Path name. That's interesting. Unhandled rejection. Well, this is fun. Unhandled rejection. Can do it again? Do it again. Well, did it actually save it? I guess that's the big question here. I don't know what that was about. I can put it out on a... yeah, it didn't save it, did it? What's up with that? Let's put it out on my test page. Let's see, where is our record? Let's go here. Linked entity ID equals stuff. Go here. Okay. Oh. Oh, let's watch up here. Attempt to dereference and null. Something. Wait, we're still uploading? No. Oh. Hey, how about that? Maybe that's what it was barking about before. This is query controller. Query. That would definitely cause things to not work. Let's go back out here. Unexpected token where? Did we not put a space in there? Where template? I guess we need to see what Sokal looks like. Let's debug the and I called it QWhere in my controller for my JavaScript here, right? Yeah. So let's see what that looks like coming over. Okay, run it again. Oh wait, we don't want where in it, right? We provide our own where. Yeah. That's what's going on. That's probably it. Still false. Oh, cannot use both. All right. Well, let's just do user mode then. Right? Or we can take this out. Yeah, because maybe if we want it to just not work, if we don't have access to the fields, then it's probably the right answer to just have it full stop with an exception. Okay. Oh, I'm outside of the... Now, can we get content document dot name? Let's see. What does the... I think it has a lot of the fields that are the same. Although we might need to get the latest published version ID. Or latest published version. Yeah, we could get the title back off of the content document. So, back out here. Oh wait, back out. second. Error is not defined. What? Whoops, that's why. This is not the issue. Latest published version, is that what it is? Oh, and actually that's going to be content document. Yes, I know. Stop. Then does the content version give us... Does content document link give us any of this? No, we have to go to the version. We can go to the document to get the title. Content URL. See if there's anything else in here that we might want. Maybe we want the version data URL also. Let's get the is it content link? Content URL and these are both on the content document or the latest publish. Sorry, content document latest published version. Okay. All right. Still not rendering anything, but see if we can at least get this data back. Did we get rid of our debugs? I think we did. Make sure we got this right. Content document least published version. I think that's right. Response is back. And then let's stuff. Let's see, version data URL looks like that, and interesting that content URL, maybe we don't care about that. What does content URL point to again? This is only set for, oh, this, never mind. Yeah, that's just for links. We want the version URL. You can get the version data, right, too. We don't want that, but yeah. If we wanted to get the whole file, yeah, the URL seems okay to me. File previews. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so we got those back. So now let's try to do the next thing here, which is pass this to, or dynamically generate our do our file card thing here. So back to dynamically instantiate components. Okay, so my file card, I just wanted to say hello right now. Yeah, well, we're gonna pass it the record, so we have this set up on there. This is going to be in our related records. So again, template. If we have records, right? And we're going to do this is component constructor. So what is component constructor? This is just a so what is import expecting? That resolves to a lightning element constructor. I feel like this should be dynamic, right? To this? Component constructor is what? This is a property. Okay. So we need this as a property. That we need, but the import, I think, is what our actual value that we want to pass in is. So once this is all done, it's not render as. Must be a string literal, and strict mode is. So can I just do this? So that still has to be a literal value. So like, then what's the point, right? Dynamic imports are not allowed. I guess it is still in beta, or... And strict mode is enabled. Let's see. Can we make strict mode not enabled? Must be a string literal for dynamic imports. Strict mode is on. Okay. Not much else out there. That's a bummer. Sort of defeats the purpose. Is this what I was just looking at? I think. LWR sites for Experience Cloud supports only statically analyzable dynamic imports. Import C analyzable works, but import bleep it a blop doesn't because it isn't statically analyzable. Bleh. My dog literally just walked in the room and is now walking back out because he realized there's nothing to sit on. It's so sad. So sad. It's like dynamish, not dynamic. Because if I can't reference this dynamically, I can't pass anything in. Yeah. It's not exactly possible yet. Until that can be a variable, it's kind of useless. This is like identical. Is this the same content? See, I can do this. It gets a little better. Let's use it just to see that we can use it. But this is not, these are not the droids I was looking for. That's okay. I guess we could still make it semi, sort of, kind of, maybe config. It doesn't matter though. I could just pass a parameter. I could literally just put all these components out in the markup. It saves me a little bit, but I mean, you know, that's fine. We'll just import file card because that's all we're using right now. But this will become a giant. Wait, okay, wait, what now? Okay, what? Is it not allowed because it's trying to read my other... I mean, that's... This is allowed, right? Yeah. Do I have to... Do I have to put this in the... Maybe I have to put this in the other... I don't need it in file card. I need it over on related records. That's it. Yeah, okay. Okay, got it. This isn't any different now, is it? I'm sure not. No. Okay, so this is going to be file card. And we are going to pass it record. Okay, this has been enabled, so I guess we're good. When we do the is... Looks like we're just... Why do you do this, excuse me, this spread thing? I don't know. In certain cases, it might not be possible to set all the... Dynamically set component properties at runtime also enables elements to accept an object that's bound as property. So, but it's just spread. Like that's... I see. So we would take all of the properties that are in that file card expects, and then make an object that has these values and send that to it, which is kind of a pain because that means we have to finagle the result. I mean, let's just see what happens. I don't think it's going to like it because it wants an object. or it wants to do the spread thing when an object is passed in, but let's see. If we can just get this little part to work, then we accomplished something here today. Short episode, so I'm gonna try to keep it realistic. File card is displaying some stuff. Let's go back to, and then record. Try that. Okay. So maybe this kind of sort of does something. Hey. Okay, as expected, it did. Well, I'm also just not referencing the right field, probably. File card. I think I got that right. We'll see. Maybe I just had that wrong. Did I delete that? I think I did. I know. Stop. Oh, did I not have content document? Yeah, I didn't have content document in front of it. But let's just check this again. Yeah, here. Oh, forgot the record. Ah! Okay, yeah, so we need to do the spready spread. Which means we would take these. All right. For each, and again, syntax escapes me. I think it will be happier with that. And then we have to do the... So that should be looping over that correctly now. We're still looping over records. We're passing in record. Now this is going to be LWC spread. So that should take the record and actually turn it into the the stuff, right? Yeah, I think. Let's see. Well, kind of. Maybe. Am I using the spread right? Child props. And then in the child, it has, yeah, it has these. So... Are they all exposed as an API? I think so. Yes, I'm going to make my own data. Let's just render record. Now, the interesting question is, are these debuggable? Because, yes, it is. Yeah. Oh, there's an object there. Let's... One more thing. Let's see if it's actually getting it, at least. Or if it's doing something else funky. Like maybe our record is actually all the data or something like that. And then we'll put this page. This will be the grand finale if we're at least getting this back. Then I'm feeling good. Something's getting passed over. Just don't know what it looks like. Okay. Interesting, because that is the... Oh, title. Well, that would do it. So it is working. One last time. Drum roll. Heyo. What did I just click on? Content version data URL, not lowercase, not capital. One more time. Okay. There's the file. Cool. It worked. Short episode, 2 minutes, 4 minutes, 4 minutes ago. Oh boy, wow, excuse me. So we have the makings of what we're trying to accomplish here. Now I gotta go try it in the community. Hopefully this is happy about that. Dynamic stuff, if not, we'll just do it a different way. We can't use that render as thing yet. Well, I guess we can. We could just put the name in there, and then when it actually figures when Salesforce actually figures this all out, we'll just literally use that value rather than having to do this if else or switch statement inside the component. Keep an eye out for performance. Yeah, we'll be good kids about that. But let's stop here. I'm good. I'm happy. This is almost going to kind of work, and when we get this working, we'll be able to use this for all of our related records in the site, wherever, here and any site for that matter. I guess we're building some components for LWRs here that were probably, you know, the must-haves for any site. But I gotta go. Gotta get to a 2 o'clock call. Thank you for coming. If you're watching, I see you. I see you. I'm Tom, and you can do this on Salesforce. You can't do all the stuff we thought we could do. You can't do that dynamic instantiation thing with a string. You can't do that on Salesforce, but you can do this on Salesforce. See you next time.